to have a closer look at how to set up your document and specifically look at the idea of master pages. Again, we'll have a brief look at that window, at that navigation window here on the right hand side. In case you can't find it, or you might have a slightly different setup, I usually go to window. You can see which ones are ticked on, so we have the pages. If I tick that off, it'll disappear, but of course we want to have them back. Or if it looks differently altogether, if you go to window, workspace, I prefer to work on essentials. Have a look at the different setups, what you feel comfortable with. If it's set up to something else, or you're not quite sure why everything has disappeared, you can just quickly choose another one and then go back to essentials again, and the whole setup will probably look similar to what it looks on my screen here. But yeah, have a go, have a look what feels right for you. So on the lower side of that window, we have the actual pages where we are working on. These are like little icons. Again, I'm just pasting a bit of content to see how that looks like. Really helps you to navigate your document as well. Very helpful. And maybe you remember in the previous video, we actually set it up as a document that's starting on pages 20, going to 27. Of course, if you don't do that kind of setting, and I'll probably revert that once I'm done here, it'll just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. These are the page numbers. Yeah, I'm definitely going to change that because it is a little bit confusing. One of the things that we can also see up here is there's a little icon saying A, and when we hover over it, it actually says A parent applied. So that means that the master page, which is currently called A parent, is actually applied to that specific page. The master pages are up here. By default, you will always have one that says none. That's usually just an empty page. You can double click on these master pages as well and you get to see them. I think none, yes, you can't even delete it. That's a default option. The others, you can customize, you can change them, you can create more of them. In the same way as we've just did with the other pages, you can select them and drag and drop down to that plus sign, and it will automatically create a set of master layouts for those 2 pages, the spreads, and it'll call it B parent by default. So it kind of is a consecutive naming, but you can change that. So when you go on right click and you can go to there it is, parent options for B parent. That pops up that window. You can change the name. Maybe we want to call it 2 master layouts, whatever you want. And by the way, you can also create sub layouts. It's good to know. We're not going to use it at the moment. We'll have a closer look further down the line on how to use these sort of things, but it's good to know that an option exists. Okay, so it's now changing that name. Again, we can double click onto the master layout, which means we are now working in that kind of meta layer of information. And just as with the cat layouts, the master layout has some more like information that will be appearing on every single page, or the pages that you assign it to within your document. So that could be like a running title, let's just call it like this, putting it here, and of course a page number. I think page numbers are really very common, and to be honest, it's sometimes a bit tricky to find those here in InDesign. As you can see, I've made a text box which is way too large. When you hover over those little squares, you can double click and it automatically minimizes the window to the kind of smallest amount that it takes. So double clicking or selecting all the text, and then you can go into, let me see if I can find that immediately, to type all the way down, should be insert special characters and then markers. Yes, it's a little bit hidden away. I don't know, it's not quite intuitive to find, but yeah, once you know it, you'll know it. And then usually you want to see the current page number, of course. And then there's also a really cryptic shortcut for that as well. I don't know if I have enough fingers to press that, but yeah, we'll select it here. There it goes. It now shows up as a number 2 because, and that might be a bit confusing now, my master layout is called the number 2 master layout. We're going to change that back. I think that B is a bit better. So now you can see it pops up as B. Now we can copy that one. You can just click, just to show you what I've just done, you can click Alt on your keyboard and it will create that kind of double arrow thingy, drag and drop it. That's how you can copy it. Now that I've selected that text, probably on the other side, going back to properties, aligning it to the right hand side, and I'm going to position it on that other page, on that other side. Yes, I am navigating, zooming in, zooming out with clicking Alt and then using your mouse wheel. I think that should be a universal thing. And then spacebar, and it, it shows that little grabby hand, and you can move around your canvas as you want. So yes, positioning that on the same side over here. You can see those margins that we had set up in the document previously. They work as smart guides, so your selection actually kind of locks into that space. So that's really, really helpful to make sure that the 2 text boxes on that bottom are aligned with each other. Now going back to pages, we've set it up on master layout B. Now we can actually drag and drop that master layout. Let's assume all the pages that we have set up here, we want to assign the master layout B, and you can just quickly drag and drop that onto that board, and you can see that little icon is now changing to B. And if we zoom in to that page, yes, we have the information of running title and we have the page number. And that page number is now automatically defined by the page number of your document. So you don't have to manually change or input that number. So that's really, really helpful. Saves you a lot of time and prevents a lot of mistakes of you having to amend that number manually. You can see these elements on the master layout. You can't select them, you can't move them, you can't change them. That's really helpful. If you want to change them, again, you'll just double click onto the master layout thingy and it'll go back into that kind of menu or mode. So yes, you can now apply them to all of them. If you want, of course, if you want them on all the pages. Usually there might be kind of a title page who has a different setup, and then there's more like the body of a book that has a certain master layout, and you can change that. Then of course as well, you can move things around. You can just select the pages on that little navigation window here and drag and drop them to any location, and it will change that. And of course the page numbers will change accordingly as well. So when we have a look here with that almost square, let's change that color quickly. With that green square, that is page 25. If I am now moving that to another location, there we go, it's now page 23. So really, really helpful having that auto text set up.